Da-na-na-na-na. Paul, is that you?
Yeah, hi mate. I've been out here waiting to make another Embrace Your Outdoor Space.
Have you been out here all summer?
Yeah.
Mate, it's autumn.
Oh.
I've got Cal now.
Oh. All right then.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Embrace Your Outdoor Space. My name's Tommy Cross, and today's episode we're going to be looking at autumn. But before we do, I want to mention that whilst I was stacking my firewood up earlier on today, I got bitten by a false widow spider on my finger. This is a public service announcement. If you are stacking your firewood up, be mindful that this plays a whole habitat, not just false widow spiders, but a whole variety of mini beasts. So keep your eyes open for them as you are doing it. But now into my favorite season, which is autumn, and it truly is awesome. At this time of year, there is so much to admire in the garden. It's a feast for the eyes and senses, a cornucopia of color, a festival of fireworks in the foliage, apples dropping deftly onto the ground, the dawn of the first frost, a bounty of berries, and the occasional garden visitor. And of course, chainsaw! Lopping, chopping, pruning, pollarding, gloves, goggles, all chain tensioning action live this autumn. Now with all that out of my system, there really is a sensible note to be made, because autumn is an opportune time to be out and do some proactive pruning, lopping and chopping. Everything from taking away diseased limbs and branches on trees to taking down large areas of windfall and making good of those into something like firewood. Chainsaws come in a variety of different shapes and sizes, and in Greenworks in particular, until recently, this used to be the most compact chainsaw you could come across. It's 24 volt, 12-inch bar and chain, and obviously ideal for logging and chopping. But what about some impact pruning? I'll say hello to my little friend. Worst Al Pacino impression ever. This is the Greenworks 24 volt mini chainsaw. This is one of the latest additions to the Greenworks Power All range, and this portable, practical, powerful pruner is really going to speed up work in the garden. Both have a place in the garden. Both at first glance look completely different, but they have similar hallmarks. You'll notice that we've got that familiar bar and chain. In this case, it's a 4-inch, a 10-centimeter bar and chain. That's going to be useful for getting in to heavily built up areas of foliage, or maybe if you want to cut back at the end of spring. I know we're in autumn now, but if you've got spring flowering shrubs, things like cotoneaster, or if you've got lilacs that benefit from heavy pruning, this is an ideal tool for being able to selectively prune larger boughs and branches. It also means that I don't have to worry about breaking out a conventional bow saw, which can be quite labor intensive. We've also got a lot of safety features and functions built onto this. Whereas a conventional chainsaw will have a dual trigger activation, we have that same dual trigger activation here on our mini chainsaw, meaning that there's no false starts. If I spin this around, you'll see I've got a broad knuckle guard, not just keeping my hand safeguarded from the tool, but also from things like pyrocanthus or from hawthorn, which have notoriously thick spikes and spines. It's ergonomic. But whereas a conventional chainsaw, I'm having to use two hands, using my mini chainsaw, I can activate it and prune with a single hand. Useful if I'm working on overgrowing foliage above head height. I would never dream of using a conventional chainsaw in an unwieldy fashion up at height. I wouldn't take this up a step ladder. I'll be very comfortable to be able to do so. If you are going up a ladder, always make sure someone foots the ladder for you. So working at height, working at arm's length, I can do it all with that one tool. And with it being part of the Greenworks 24 volt Power All range, if I want to, I can take that battery out and go from my 24 volt mini chainsaw and use the same battery across a whole variety of tools, everything from line trimmers to grass trimmers, hedge cutters, leaf blowers, etc. You know, you've seen the videos. If you think about a bow saw, an axe, loppers and choppers, that all needs your energy and effort to do the cutting. My mini chainsaw, it's a saw with more. But is it any good? For that, I need my wife. So this is my wife, Jane. She said she didn't want to speak and she didn't want to be on camera. So we'll help her out with that. But as you can see, she's kitted up in all the safety gear. She's got a visor. I'd always recommend you wear gloves, goggles, visor or face shield if you can whenever you're using any cutting tools. So we've got the visor, we've got the gloves, we've got our high-tech state-of-the-art testing center, no expense spared. We've got 3x2 kiln dry timber. I'll be using a handsaw. Jane will be using the 24-volt mini chainsaw. We've got 30 seconds to cut as many pieces of timber up as possible. Once that's done, we're on to our uprights. 3 regular lengths using that 2.5-inch upright round. Jane will be using the chainsaw. I'll be using a lopping axe. And then last but not least, we're doing some logging. We're going to lop our log into regular pieces ready to go onto our log store. I'll be using the blow saw. Guess what Jane will be using? 24-volt mini chainsaw. No more messing around now, it's time to get to work. Who got me this? This is like a comedy saw. 3 uniform pieces. Timing wise, I think I edged that one and I made it look easy as well. We watch back the footage, you'll see it's like a knife through butter. Don't look at those ones, they're the ones from earlier. On my count, 3, 2, 1, go!
I had to keep going, it's satisfying.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's easy to use. It's smooth, feels safe. I like it. Sometimes with these kind of things, I get really achy hand having to get that to start and then hold it in, but it's really easy once you've got it going.
So what are my takeaways from our testing? Well, number 1, I need to invest in a better quality handsaw. And number 2, I definitely recommend you invest in a mini chainsaw, especially at this time of year if you've got some seasonal lopping and chopping to do. And if you are going out into the garden this autumn to cut back all of that thicker foliage, then make sure you wear some goggles, gloves, and some safety apparel. Decent work boots is always a must. Now, if you're like me and you already have been busy in your garden, well, you could store some of this and create some natural habitats for mini beasts. In our case, we're actually gathering some of it up to make a seasonal bonfire for the 5th of November here in the UK. But what I have been cutting back is my fruit trees. If you're currently manicuring your malice, then this is really going to speed it up. And this is a window of opportunity to cut back diseased parts of your fruit trees, your apples, your cherries. Not only are you going to benefit the tree's health, but you may encourage healthier crops of fruit next year. In fact, having a tool like this means I've got no excuse for finishing the task in hand. So I'm off to go and complete our seasonal cutting back. But if you want to find out any more about Greenworks and the range of tools, you can always check out the link at the end of the video. And don't forget, you can always shout your questions. So if you've got a horticultural horror show that you're facing at home and you want some answers, you can shout them in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching. Actually, come to think of it, I've got a question.
What?
I wonder how tough it is.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Oh yeah.